I would really like to think it is. Certainly, I was made very, very welcome from the very first day, and you know, beyond I think it was £1 at the time a week, and they certainly weren't going to stand and fall on my pound. There was no major reason why they would have made me welcome more than anyone else. And when we see new people coming in, someone from the committee will always go over and have a chat with them, and you know, usually it's in the guise of, are you a singer? But I think the intent is to make people feel welcome. You know, people are always, we would hope that people would feel welcome, and we do try, without bombarding people, because then, you know, different people, somebody might quite welcome you coming up and going, are you a singer? And somebody else would be absolutely horrified at the thought that they might be, you know, asked to sing. We would never pressure anyone into singing. But at the same time, if someone is a singer and they're sitting there wondering and waiting to be asked, we need to know that, because of the nature of the way it works, where the first 3 people are called and after that it's up to yourself, you know. And then if there's somebody that we see in the room that we feel hasn't been there before, we would usually kind of give a more comprehensive redaction of the rules, mentioning the fact that it's up to yourself, and if you want to be called, you know, let us know. If you were looking at a photograph of people who turned up, you know, who were at the Góilín in 1990 and in 2014, you'd see some new faces, and you'd see some faces still the same, looking a little bit grey or whatever. But what I would have noticed over the years maybe is there's certain nights would be quite big nights and certain nights would be quite small nights. And there is a slow but steady trickle of new people who come and listen and stay. And I mean, I know, say, that Anthony would be very concerned about getting new blood in, and most people would be quite concerned about getting new blood in. I'm kind of quietly optimistic about that. Yeah, it's really, really important to have new people in. But I do see people kind of coming bit by bit, you know. In a certain sense, you're better off if the people who come are all people who get it, who understand what we're about, who respect what we're about, and who are going to help us to continue to do what we do. Because if you have a big influx of people who maybe don't understand what we're doing and think that they're somewhere different, then you might find that it starts to become a little bit diluted. And I mean, there's room for every kind of singing in this city, there's room for, in this country, there's room for every kind of singing. This is just what we do. I'm not saying it's better than anyone else, or, you know, but it's what we do, and it's really important to me to keep doing what we do. So if we have new people in, I would hope that they would be the kind of people who would understand what we do, why we're doing it, and would be willing to kind of row in with that and help it grow, rather than to be kind of trying to cut across it or making it into something different. Yeah. So, I mean, attendances, I suppose, no, they'd be roughly, big picture, they wouldn't be too much different. You know, I don't know what the numbers were like when I started. I wasn't that really aware of how many people were in the room. Now I'm pretty aware of how many people are in the room, because I take money off every one of them. So I have to know, is my take equal to the amount of people in the room? So you'll see me kind of going in the course of the night, and I'm just kind of counting heads to make sure that I know, roughly speaking, what the take should be, you know. So, you know, contrary to kind of rumour, we don't actually go after people with big wooden sticks if they don't pay, but it's nice to know that most people, it's a very small contribution to make to keep the club going. Yeah, sure. You know, if anyone comes across these interviews and they're wondering should they come along to the Góilín, I would emphatically say, please come, you know. We love to get new people in. We really do love to get new people in, and we love to see people learning songs, and anyone who wants a song, you know, approach the person. The songs are for everybody. The songs don't belong to anybody. You know, when myself and my sister were growing up, I had my songs and she had her songs, you know, which were from the musicals. And God help her if she sang one of mine, and God help me if I sang one of hers. We'd actually tear each other's hair out. Yeah. That's not how it is, you know. The songs are for everybody, and if you hear somebody singing a song you like, go for it. Ask them for the song. Yeah. You know, learn the song, spend the time on it. Even if it turns out that it's not the song for you, it doesn't matter. You'll find another song, and that practice won't have been wasted. Yeah. But most of all, I suppose, if anyone is kind of wondering, should they come along? Absolutely.